Hi there, everybody. My name is Tina DeAmicis, and today I'm going to talk to you about an educational technology known as Edmodo. The good thing about Edmodo is that you can access it through its website, or you can download it as an app on pretty much any device. So I guess everybody's question is, why would you want to use Edmodo? Edmodo is a great tool to help you communicate with your students and families and help keep them and yourself informed. You both have the ability to send messages to each other, post things. And then Edmodo is also a wonderful tool for students who need to retrieve makeup work or extra copies of documents. If a student's absent and you regularly post to Edmodo, then they know that even before they come back to school, they can access their makeup work. Maybe you have a student who accidentally leaves a paper in their locker and they say, uh-oh, I can't make it back to school. If you upload documents to Edmodo on a regular basis, they can just get in there and hopefully print it from home and have access to those documents when they're outside of the school building. And then finally, Edmodo can be used as a digital Dropbox for students. They can submit pretty much anything there. There is a file limitation, so if they're uploading videos and things like that, sometimes Edmodo can't handle the size of a video file, but it can certainly handle documents, projects that have been done on outside links. Even students can type assignments directly into Edmodo and submit them that way. So today, we're just going to go over the basics of Edmodo, and I'm hoping that by the end of this session that you know how to register for a free Edmodo account. You can create customized groups within Edmodo. You can locate the group codes so that you can share those with your students and their parents for registration. You can post basic messages as well as messages with attachments, and create a simple assignment Dropbox for students to turn in their work. So when you go to the website, you want to go to www.edmodo.com. That's Edmodo, Edmodo. And once you get there, you should see something that looks like this. Once you have an account, you simply log in by going over here to this login button. But since today we're working on registration, you come down to the bottom. When you're registering, obviously you would click on I'm a teacher. When your students and parents are registering, they have their own buttons that they're going to click on. So it's asking you for an email address and a password. It's really easy to register. Edmodo does prefer educational institution websites, so if you use that address, it can also help link you to other people in your district who are using Edmodo, where you can share ideas if you choose. So you want to type in your email address, type in a password that you're going to remember, and then just click on sign up for free. Over here, I just wanted to note very quickly that through Edmodo, if you're using OneNote or Office 365 or Google Docs, you can actually link Edmodo to those accounts. We're not going to talk about how to do that today, but I just wanted you to know that that feature is available to you. Okay, so once you get registered, you're going to come to a screen that looks something like this. Mine is a little busier than yours because I've been using Edmodo for quite some time. But basically, it'll have your name up here. It'll have your screen where you can start typing messages and things. And over here, yours probably is blank because you don't have any groups yet. But if you scroll down, you'll see that there's some buttons here: manage groups, create groups, join a group. We're going to work on creating a group today. So you click on the create group button. You give your group a name. You can give it any name you like, and you can set up your groups any way that works for you. If you teach multiple grade levels, you could put it in by grade level. Mine is in by 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. If you teach multiple periods, you could do it 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Maybe you're a teacher who has the same students all day, but you teach multiple subjects, so you could put it in there by subject if you wanted to. It's really up to you how you want to set up the groups, and you can do smaller groups within larger groups once you have that original group created. So we're going to create grade level and our subject area. We'll say it's computer technology. And it's nice, you can customize it if you like different colors. Sometimes I set each color to a different class so that I remember which class I'm looking at. And then you just click create. And now you should see that you have the option to create a small group within the larger group. So we're in the sample tutorial group, and it's asking me if I want to create a small group. That's where you can put specific students working together on a project or something. But again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that today. So the important thing that you need to know first is your group code. So once you create a group, you're going to need to access your group code, and that can be found right here, where I'm circling it with the cursor. You need to give that code to your students and to their parents if you're having them log in as well. If you want to lock your group, everybody's in, you don't want anybody else to be able to access it, you can simply lock the group. And now nobody can get in until you reset it. So I would reset my code, and notice that the code has changed. Every time that you reset the code, it's going to be different letters and numbers. So don't get too attached to the original group code. Edmodo does reset it automatically after, I think it's 2 weeks. If it remains inactive for 2 weeks, it's going to lock out that class. I mean, you can still get in, but nobody new can join. And then you're going to just have to go over here and reset your group code so that if you have a new student that comes in, they're probably going to get a different code. Okay, so let's get to typing in a note for your students. Notice up here you can do notes to your students. This is where you can create an assignment. You can create a quiz if you'd like. You can do a poll, and then there's something called Snapshot that's a really great tool, but again, there's a lot of stuff that Edmodo can do that we don't get to talk about today. So if you just want to type a note, it's as easy as Facebook. It really is. Don't forget your books tomorrow. Okay, down here you can see that it's going to the sample tutorial class. If you want to send it out to multiple classes, you just have to start typing in the first few letters of the name of that class, and you'll see that you get a list that shows up. And basically you can just send it to as many classes as you'd like. So that way you only have to type the message in once and it goes out to multiple classes. So I've typed in my note, I've decided who it's going to. All I have to do is click send. And there you can see my message. And that's what the students and their parents will see as well. And notice students can like your message. If you want them to check in every day and prove that they've been there, they could just like your message. They can send a reply. They can share it to other users in the group. And then following means that the students are receiving your notifications, which you want them to do so that it actually gives them a little ding when you've sent a new message. So that's how you type in a simple note. Now, if you want to add an attachment to that note, it's pretty much the same. Here's the handout from today. Okay, and down here you can see you can attach a file. So you just click on it and it takes you to your documents. You can pick anything. I'm going to pick an apple tree. And then you can also attach links if you'd like. So if you have a particular link, you just copy and paste it in there, and you can give it a title that's so that when they're looking at the link, they don't just see the link, that they actually have a title to the link and know what it's going to link them to. And then you can create a library in Edmodo, which is a pretty cool feature because the documents will always be in that library no matter which computer you happen to be using. So it's a great place to store documents as well. But you have those three options. I've attached a document, and notice that this button over here says send later. I like to send out my reminders at 5 or 6 o'clock at night, just because the students have had a chance to get home, think about other things, and then get reminded when the notification goes off that there's a message waiting for them in my Edmodo account. So you just can choose a day, so you can set this up even months in advance if you want, and a time that you want it to go out. And that's a great feature. So I've got my attachment, I've got my note, I'm going to click send, and there it is. And this is what it looks like for your students and parents again. Okay, the very last feature I'm going to point out today is how to create a Dropbox, an assignment Dropbox, so that students can put their work into Edmodo for you. It makes it really easy for you to access it. If they get used to doing it, they know that when they finish something that's been done digitally, that they can just go ahead and drop it in Edmodo. So you want to give your assignment a title. You give it a due date. And again, you can set this up months down the road if you'd like. You want to give a brief description. And here again, you can choose which classes you're going to make this assignment available to you. If you have multiple classes working on the same assignment, you can create a Dropbox for all of them, and Edmodo will naturally sort it into each particular group so they don't all get lumped together in one place and you have to sort through and figure out who's in your first period, who's in your second period. Edmodo sorts that out for you, but you just have to create that one Dropbox and then it gets sent out to each of those groups. So that's kind of a nice feature. And then again, you can attach documents if you'd like. You can attach links or you can pull things from your library, and again, you can send it later if you wish. So just click on send again. And there is the assignment. It'll tell you how many people have already turned it in. And what's nice is I'm going to show you something that my class has worked on and what it looks like briefly. So if you go down to where that assignment was, sorry. Got to get to my 12th grade class. There we go. The Elizabethan England presentation. It tells me that 36 people have turned in this project. And if you click on it, it actually shows you over here, if their name is in blue, it means it's been submitted. If their name is in gray, it means it hasn't been submitted. And you'll notice that it breaks it out by class period for me. I've got 12th grade there. I've got 9th grade up here. So it's a nice feature. So those are the features of Edmodo. I'm really hoping that you will find this a useful tool and that you've learned a bit of something today. Thanks.